I didn't start it. They asked me how I felt about what was said about me on another platform from some other people. You know, that's I'm not a troublemaker.
Jim will be out of business after August 3rd, so I'm practicing the weatherman. As you can see, I'm in Harlem, New York. What up, Harlem? I love y'all, you know, but I shit don't go that fast, okay? But anyway, I just want to say, after August 3rd, I'm going to be the new weatherman. If I ain't going to be it, Kiss is going to fill in, or we're going to have to do this shit together. But August 3rd, after August 3rd, no more weatherman from Capo. It's over.
All you gotta do is pull up here. You know, you wanna join me? Pull up and join me. You know what I'm saying? Pull right up here and you can join me. I'm on live.
Yeah, talk that shit.
Yeah. We're here, baby. Pull up.
Know what's up?
211, never here.
Know what's up? We out.
You know what I mean? We're here, baby. J1 pulling up. He went home. You know, after the gym, he wanna go get flea. All you gotta do is pull up, 211 nap in hand. Get checked out, and everything else will fall in line after that. I'm out here with the legends, man. You know what I mean?
My man,
you
right
see
here.
it, man. OG Prince, man, one of the most solid individuals ever touched the universe.
Right.
We keep it solid, we keep it real, original over here, 100%. You see who pulls up? The real ones. And we keeping it solid. That's all we do over here. No extra bullshit. If you ain't coming on that type of time, stay where you at. Get your prostate checked, get you a juice. Juice is for life.
This moment stands as one of hip-hop's most unforgettable reality checks. When Jadakiss and Styles P went off on Jim Jones live on air, it wasn't just entertaining, it was ruthless. The Harlem rapper tried to explain himself after the Dipset versus LOX versus battle, but what began as a casual debate quickly turned into a lyrical takedown that reminded everyone why the LOX still hold unmatched respect in New York's streets. Let's revisit that iconic night when Dipset and the LOX went head-to-head on Versus. It was promoted as a classic showdown, Harlem versus Yonkers, style versus substance. Fans expected one of the greatest celebrations of New York rap pride in years. But once the mics came on, things spiraled fast. The LOX weren't there for show. They came sharp, confident, and in complete control. Jadakiss's commanding energy and Styles P's gritty delivery electrified the crowd from start to finish. In contrast, Dipset appeared unprepared, performing over backing tracks, arguing among themselves, and leaning more on flash and nostalgia than actual performance skill.
Jim Jones, Styles P, let's talk about it. Versus started out as how much body of work you got, how many dope-ass singles you got, right? Then it grew and progressed into having levels to this shit. It's sort of like boxing. You think you're gonna mash somebody the out until them lights come on, it's a different story. Styles P said, I'm a barsmith. It's levels to this shit. Meaning, look, I can go on my bag with singles, but I can also go on my bags with body and shit, as far as freestyles. Can Jim Jones do that? Maybe he can. Have people seen Jim Jones do that? No, they haven't. Because like I said, once you get under them bright lights, like a boxer, it's a different story.
The defining moment came when Jadakiss dropped his iconic Who Shot Ya freestyle, the instant he took complete control of the night. As soon as he told the crowd, "We in New York, man, this is real rap," the entire audience exploded. You could almost see Jim Jones's confidence fade in real time. Dipset tried to recover with their hits, but it was too late. They were outperformed in front of the entire culture. After the embarrassment, Jim Jones did what he often does best, tried to talk his way out of it. A few days later, he appeared on a radio show attempting to justify the loss, saying, "We weren't prepared like them. They rehearsed. We just came to have fun." But fans weren't convinced, and neither were Jadakiss and Styles P, who coincidentally called into the same segment while Jim was still live. That's when the real embarrassment began. Jadakiss calmly said, "Ain't no excuses, bro. You got cooked. We came to work. Y'all came to pose?" The studio went silent. Even the host couldn't hide his laughter. Styles P added, "Y'all Harlem dudes had matching outfits but forgot the lyrics." Everyone cracked up, except Jim. You could hear the tension in his voice as he tried to stay composed, insisting it was friendly competition. But by then, the damage was already done.
Jim Jones.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, he's been in a few fights.
Has he won any?
I believe so.
Oh, really?
They say
Which one?
They say he beat up
His baby mama or something like that?
Nah, he beat up dude at the restaurant.
Who, the cook?
Let me see.
I don't even think he's from Harlem, tell you the truth.
You don't think he's from Harlem?
Nope. I think because they never talk about him being in Harlem. I think he's from North Bronx or some shit.
You know, he claims a blood gang out there.
Britney Spears claims a blood gang.
What made that on-air exchange sting even more wasn't just the words, it was the tone. Jadakiss and Styles P didn't attack Jim like rivals. They spoke to him like big brothers, reminding him he slipped. That made the humiliation cut deeper. They weren't shouting or cursing, just calm, confident, and precise with every line. Jadakiss told him, "Y'all thought this was a fashion show. We thought it was hip-hop." That single quote became legendary. It flooded social media with memes, reaction videos, and endless commentary. Jim tried to respond, saying, "We had the bigger hits, though," but the comeback fell flat. Styles P immediately shot back, "You can't out-hit bars, bro. You can't dress your way out of defeat." It was brutal. Every time Jim spoke, the LOX countered effortlessly. They weren't just defending themselves, they were defending the essence of hip-hop.
Mace need to go on a diet. He need to get his life together. He need to go to the doctor and get a physical. He looked terrible, bad body, back ass. He look big around the neck, waist look crazy. I'm body shaming this. You heard? He need to go get his together, get on the treadmill, do some push-ups, do something. You heard? Especially for playing with me.
Fans went wild in the comments that day. Some said, Jim got humbled twice, once on stage and once on radio. Others wrote, Dipset made New York look soft. The LOX brought the hunger back. And honestly, they weren't wrong. That Versus battle marked a major shift for both camps. For the LOX, it was a rebirth. Jadakiss solidified himself as a living legend. And Styles P reminded everyone why he remains one of rap's most respected MCs. For Jim Jones and Dipset, it exposed the gap between image and authenticity. Jim has always leaned more on style than substance. Harlem is known for its flair, the flash, and the swagger. But when it's time for pure lyricism, none of that matters. The LOX showed up with discipline, unity, and years of brotherhood. Dipset came in with egos and nostalgia. That's why the LOX didn't just win the battle. They earned the culture's respect. After the radio incident, Jim tried to smooth things over, posting on Instagram, "It's all love. New York won either way." But everyone saw it for what it was: damage control. You could see the disappointment in his later interviews. He even threw subtle shots at Jadakiss, saying, "I could outwork him in the gym, but not on stage," which only made things worse. It came off like a sore loser trying to shift the narrative. By that point, even Dipset's loyal fans had to admit it. The LOX completely dominated, and Jim's pride was still trying to recover.
I think Jim was trolling. So I don't have much to say about it because I don't believe that Jim Jones believes that he's a better rapper than Nas, Pusha T, and Styles P.
Yeah.
I think he's an icon in terms of the fashion
Culturally,
shit.
all
and
that.
yeah, but we got to stop the train at somewhere.
Nas is a good place to stop that train.
Nas is a great place to stop that train for anybody.
Yeah.
When you start naming specific people,
I'm not mad at that.
It feels weird to me. Also, he doesn't have more Billboard entries than Nas. That's the other thing.
I didn't check it.
He does.
I saw some people fact checking, and he don't.
He does not, and it's not particularly close.
Yeah, it's not.
He doesn't have a bigger listening base.
I wouldn't have thought it was close, but again, I didn't check it.
It's not close, and
Even if you remove features,
even if you get rid of
still
features,
not close.
it's just not close. I mean, you look at Spotify. Nas has 9 million followers. I think Jim has like 850,000. I mean, the traditional metric. You look at Grammys. I don't think they're on the same planet. I don't think that they should be debating that.
See, and that's why it's smart for Jim to insert himself in these conversations.
What made the situation even more entertaining was how Styles P turned it into pure content gold. Later, on his own podcast, he laughed about Jim Jones still trying to control the narrative. Styles said calmly, "There's no spinning the truth, bro. You got cooked. It's okay. Take your L and move on." The calm and amused tone in his delivery only added to Jim's embarrassment. He even joked, "Harlem had Prada, we had pressure," and the internet ran with it instantly. Meanwhile, Jadakiss moved differently. While Jim kept talking, Jadakiss focused on performing, dropping new freestyles, and selling out shows across the country. That's how you know who really won, when one person is still explaining while the other is celebrating success. To make matters worse for Jim, other rappers began joining the conversation. Mino joked during a live stream saying, "I told Jim the LOX are built different. That's workout rap versus war rap." even Fat Joe couldn't resist, laughing in an interview and calling Jadakiss the General of New York. Everywhere Jim went, someone was reminding him of that night. It became part of his reputation. No matter what else he did, people couldn't stop bringing up that one loss.
Jim Jones, Nas wasn't even a debate. Nas is a legend. Nas put in work. Nas's lyrics. Jim's not even close. The shit Jim says doesn't even make sense compared to what Nas has done for our culture. Hip hop, don't you stupid motherfucker. No, you dumb, idiotic, wanna be entertained. Are you crazy? You don't play with someone's legacy like this. Y'all know it's not even close. I had the Source magazine. I did amazing shit. I helped a lot of you motherfuckers. Motherfuckers whose careers, and believe me, it's not like it was just me, but I had a hand in helping the culture progress, move forward, grab in the street to help put a light on them. Myself, Dave Mays, and the rest of the crew. I've never seen more clown shit in my life. Ain't no fucking way. Now we're gonna start taking real legends and legacies, and we're gonna start tainting them with this foolishness right now. Are you fucking kidding me? Ain't no fucking way. Ain't no way. You can't play with legacies like that. You can't play with Nas's name and his body of work like that. Everybody knows that Jim Jones catalog ain't got nothing to do with Nas. Why are we even entertaining that? Jim is more relevant than Nas now. Get the fuck out of here with that, man. This shit right here got y'all fucked up. Go listen to Nas, or even go listen to Jim. Music is to be listened to, not to be talked about. This is the most disrespectful, one of the most disrespectful shit that's happened to our culture is how much attention this Jim Jones and Nas shit is getting.
What stung the most for Jim was that he had always wanted the same level of respect that Jadakiss and Styles P earned. He wanted to be viewed not just as a hustler or hype man, but as a true MC. But once you get dismantled on a public stage, it's hard to recover that image. You can release 10 mixtapes afterward, but the audience will always remember that one mic check moment. Even months later, Jim was still trying to reshape the story. He argued that Dipset had the bigger catalog, suggested a rematch under better conditions, and even implied that the LOX over-rehearsed. But fans weren't interested, because preparation is part of professionalism. The LOX came ready to perform, while Dipset came ready to pose. That's the clear difference between craftsmanship and comfort. Every few months, clips from that battle resurface online, and the comment sections light up again. Younger fans who didn't even grow up with Dipset now call Jadakiss and Styles P legends while clowning Jim all over again. That's how far the impact went. It transcended generations. And the irony? Jim Jones spent years trying to prove he represented real New York. But in the end, it was two veterans from Yonkers who reminded everyone what authentic New York rap truly looks like.
It's one of the most disrespectful shit that's happened to our culture. But I'm sure y'all will find some other stupid shit to pay attention to fuck our legacy, to fuck our culture up, while the powers that be and the motherfuckers that's holding the strings are steady laughing at us. Disrespecting us while they on their yachts and mega mansions. They give us the crumbs, and what happens? We want to flex on each other. Y'all done really let this motherfucking device take over y'all's souls, y'all's spirits, y'all's minds. This thing controls everything y'all think, y'all say, and y'all do. Now, do you think God wanted it like that? And y'all can't even help it. Y'all run to this and you stay on it all fucking day and entertain bull. Y'all need to be ashamed of yourself for even entertaining this Nas and Jim shit. Ashamed. But this is what a good example, and I want y'all to hear me, a good example of what social media is doing. Social media can take anybody who ain't shit and put them against somebody who's one of the greatest orators, speakers, rappers, men in our time. And y'all think that's cool? Y'all think that shit is like fly? Y'all done lost it, bro. Y'all done lost the essence of what life is about, of what being black is about. They're winning. Man, get the f out of here.
At the end of the day, what went down between Jim Jones and the LOX was bigger than a simple rap feud. It was a reality check for the culture. Jadakiss and Styles P didn't just humble Jim. They humbled an entire mentality that's been creeping into hip-hop for years. The mindset that style, status, and social media matter more than skill, preparation, and respect for the craft. When Jadakiss said, "Y'all rapping over your own vocals," he wasn't just taking shots at Dipset, he was calling out a whole generation of artists who stopped treating performance seriously. That's why fans connected so deeply with that moment. It felt like the old New York waking up the new New York. And Jim Jones, unfortunately, became the symbol of that wake-up call. After that, you could see Jim start to move differently. He shifted focus toward business, toned down the tough guy image, and began rebranding himself as a more mature figure in hip-hop. But that shadow of the battle, the on-air exchange, and the public embarrassment still follows him. Every time he tries to talk confidently or act superior, people bring up the LOX. It's almost as if that night reset his entire reputation. Jadakiss and Styles P didn't set out to destroy him, but they did what real artists do. They exposed the truth. And in hip-hop, truth hits harder than any diss record. You can't fake chemistry, you can't fake breath control, and you can't fake legacy. That's what separates icons from imitators. The LOX walked out of that Verzuz as certified legends, not because of nostalgia or age, but because they reminded everyone what authenticity truly sounds like. Jim Jones, on the other hand, walked away realizing that fame doesn't equal respect. You can have money, fashion, and cameras, but if you don't master your craft, the real ones will always call you out. So yes, the disrespect was real, but so was the lesson. Jadakiss and Styles P didn't just clown Jim Jones. They reminded hip-hop that no matter how much the game changes, lyricism still matters. And that's why, years later, people still talk about that night like it happened yesterday. Because it wasn't just about humiliation, it was about correction. The LOX didn't just win a battle. They restored balance to hip-hop. In an era of filters and image-driven rap, two veterans showed up and proved that real skill never fades. And Jim Jones, whether he likes it or not, will forever be part of that story. The man who got humbled on the mic by two of the greatest to ever do it.